Today's headlines carry urgency, tragedy, and sweeping policy changes across the globe. From an armed ambush on firefighters in Idaho, to international tensions over NATO spending, to a chilling new warning from the United Nations over humanitarian conditions in Gaza, this is your complete roundup. We begin in northern Idaho. Multiple firefighters were shot after being ambushed while responding to a brush fire on Canfield Mountain in Coeur d'Alene. According to emergency radio transmissions, a man armed with a shotgun and wearing military-style clothing opened fire on the first responders. At least 4 firefighters were shot, possibly more. By 4:40 p.m. local time, 2 were confirmed dead. Initial reports also mentioned possible sniper fire and concerns that police officers may have been hit. But a later press conference clarified that only firefighters had been injured. Some scanner chatter suggested the presence of a second shooter, though authorities have found no public evidence to support that claim. The Kootenai County Emergency Management Department issued a shelter-in-place order for surrounding residents as the manhunt continued. As of the latest update, the shooter remains at large. Idaho Governor Brad Little issued a somber statement, calling the shooting a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters, and urging the public to pray for the victims and stay clear of the area as emergency personnel respond. Now to Europe, where President Donald Trump is escalating rhetoric during the NATO summit in The Hague. He criticized Spain for rejecting a new 5% defense spending goal and threatened economic consequences. "We're negotiating with Spain on a trade deal," Trump said at a press conference. "We're going to make them pay twice as much." Spain, a European Union member, doesn't negotiate independent trade deals with the U.S. Those talks are handled by the European Commission. Spain declined to meet the 5% target, saying it could fulfill its NATO commitments through lower defense spending. Spain's Ministry of Economy declined to comment, while Reuters reported that unless Trump includes the penalty in a broader EU trade agreement, he may have little recourse to act unilaterally. Meanwhile, the United Nations is accusing parties in the Gaza conflict of weaponizing food, a move the organization says could constitute a war crime. The UN's Human Rights Office condemned a new Israel-backed civilian aid distribution model in Gaza, warning that it may be worsening famine-level conditions and circumventing traditional humanitarian channels. The use of starvation as a method of war is prohibited under international law, said UN spokesperson Ravina Shamdasani. In some cases, it may also amount to other serious crimes under international law. The agency stopped short of naming Israel directly, saying only that legal responsibility must be determined in court. Aid experts warn the new system politicizes relief access and increases suffering among civilians. Back home, U.S. Customs and Border Protection reported a major shift in immigration enforcement. In May 2025, no migrants who crossed the southern border were released into the country. The agency recorded 8,125 illegal crossings, marking a 93% drop from May 2024. CBP credits the decline to intensified enforcement and what it called historic support from the Trump administration. Fentanyl seizures rose sharply during the same period, with 718 pounds of the synthetic opioid intercepted. Despite the administration's aggressive posture, internal documents reveal inconsistencies. A memo from Homeland Security Investigations in San Francisco showed a pause in workplace raids. The agency later reversed course, saying those operations remain a core priority. Speaking to reporters, President Trump emphasized a wide enforcement net. "We're going to look everywhere," he said, "but I think the biggest problem is the inner cities." In the UK, major adult websites, including Pornhub, are preparing to implement strict age verification systems by July 25th. The change comes under the Online Safety Act, which requires platforms to block underage users using methods like facial estimation or photo ID. ALO, Pornhub's parent company, says it will use government-approved systems, but hasn't disclosed the specifics. Regulators like Ofcom support the move, pointing to studies showing 8% of UK children ages 8 to 14 accessed porn sites in the last month alone. Child safety advocates welcome the crackdown, but digital rights groups warn of unintended consequences. They fear stricter verification may drive young users toward unregulated sites, increasing exposure to malware and poor data protection. On the scientific front, researchers in France have identified a brand new blood group system, and only one known person in the world carries it. The Guada-negative group was discovered after a woman undergoing pre-surgery tests in 2011 showed unexplained antibodies. Years of investigation and DNA sequencing later revealed an entirely new blood group, now officially recognized as the 48th such system worldwide. The name Guada honors the woman's Guadalupan heritage and was chosen for its phonetic appeal across languages. Scientists believe the woman inherited this rare trait from both parents and hope to find others with the same genetic variation. And finally, YouTube is tightening its livestream policy. Starting July 22nd, users must be at least 16 years old to stream alone. Those under 16 must be accompanied by an adult on camera or have one added as a channel manager. The change affects all platforms and replaces the previous rule allowing 13-year-olds to live stream independently. Repeat violations could result in suspension or feature bans. The announcement follows growing scrutiny from regulators. In Australia, officials are pushing for stricter online age controls, citing research that nearly 4 in 10 children between 10 and 15 have encountered harmful content on YouTube. YouTube maintains that a majority of parents consider the platform safe. That's all for tonight's news update. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you the latest developments. Stay safe, stay informed, and have a good night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.